Hello. Now it's you. It's not Sid, it's you. Hello,
One
everyone.
of us has got to be
We're
smiling.
live at Epic headquarters. These guys. For our news this week, we're going to have a new build coming out early next week. Is that right, Steve?
No, not early next week. Early, because we just had a build come out last Friday.
Oh.
And so we're on a.
You have
your
no
mic
mic
fell
on.
off.
My mic. Oh, hi. I can say anything now. They can't hear me, right? And talk shit.
We,
Okay.
we're so discombobulated.
Sorry.
We had our community event here this weekend.
Yeah.
And
which was
I think Zach
awesome,
just
but
woke up this morning.
yeah.
It's the first time I saw him with his eyes more than
Yeah.
this open. So we're not gonna have a build for 2
So
weeks.
we had a build on Friday, and now we're more or less on a 2-week schedule for builds, possibly even 3 weeks. So our plan right now is to get another build out in approximately 2 weeks, which probably means not 2 weeks from Friday, but probably the Monday or Tuesday after that, to allow for a full testing cycle. That kind of depends again on where we are. We want to make sure that our builds have good quality from a QA point of view, and that also we've got really useful new features for people to look into. And we've got some cool stuff that we're working on, but
Yes,
none
we
of it's
do.
done yet. So.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff coming. So we had a community event this past weekend. Has everybody recovered?
Absolutely.
It was great fun. It was such a
Yeah.
good time. We had a live stream from 11 o'clock in the morning until a little bit after 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's almost 6. Yeah, it was 6 or 7 hours of straight streaming. It was good fun.
And I was like, oh gosh, this is going to be really tiring. And Jim, thank you for jumping in. Jim's like, I'm having a good time. It's okay. So Jim took over for half the day before me. So that was awesome.
It was good. It gave us a chance to split up and meet people, the community people who were here too, because I didn't want you to be stuck on the stream all day, or Steve or whoever, right? So we all split it up, which was good.
Yeah.
Well, doing the
great.
stream itself was a fantastic learning experience for us.
Yep.
I mean, and we had everybody, Shelly, and everybody did such a fantastic job.
Shelly.
We also learned. I mean, I feel like we pulled it off pretty well. We learned a lot about how we'll do that kind of thing in the future. We learned a little bit about how to run, like in terms of showing matches and things like that. Well, that's a process that will improve both in terms of, in the code in the game itself, some features we can add to make that more streamlined, and then also our process. So it was a really cool experience.
Yep.
That part of it was really
And
useful.
for anybody who missed it, I guess Tim will put the links up later. Go try and check it out.
Just go to youtube.com/Unreal Tournament. Right now, there are actually 3 videos up. We have the Duel video up, we have the TDM video up, and I think we have the welcome video.
The build that we did for the community event was the first time that we introduced our new spectator and casting tools.
Yep.
Awesome.
So we had Messin, we had Arctic come, and we had Phantom Lord come, who all kind of experienced streamers, and just gave them a chance to play with the tools. Zacubus sat and casted a match for us.
Yep.
It was really cool to see all that stuff kind of come together, and it felt like a real professional sports game for a while.
And and having that experience, that really allowed us to really test those tools. It gave us something to drive towards to get those tools in shape. They gave us great feedback on the tools, and so I'm already making a bunch of changes based on their feedback. There's some stuff that we won't get around to for a while, but there's a lot of easy fixes and improvements that they suggested. It's great to get guys that got real experience and understanding of
real
the
casters.
casting needs
And
that help us.
There was one thing that we wanted to show that we didn't get a chance to show because we were having some server issues, and that was the multi-screen stuff. So
Yes.
so there's new stuff coming yet. So
and we
stay
have a
tuned.
lot of casters, and we have people who didn't know they were casters because they get this tool in front of them and they're like, oh, this is cool. Oh, look at this shot. And they're they're moving around and everything. So everybody really had a good time. Thank you to Arctic. Really, he jumped in and had a great time, and it was great to have him here. And a big thank you to Mess.
Yeah, we really put him to work.
We invited him up for fun, and then we made him work his butt off. And he really did work his butt off.
He did a great
He was
job,
here
yeah,
all
absolutely.
day casting for us, and that was really awesome. What was really funny was and the community guys. Thank you to the community guys, because they're just like, I've never been on this camera before. I don't know. Oh, you're just going to be fine. And so we just kind of threw them into it.
If we
They
can
all
do
did
it, I mean,
Yeah,
clearly the bar is not.
Totally.
We're not setting the bar very high for.
That's what I told
for
him.
a
I said, this
stream.
is new to all of us. That first stream that you saw with us, that was the first time
Yeah.
we ever did it. So,
Yeah.
and they all jumped in and did a fantastic
Yeah.
job. We
That
have
was-
some
that was really cool.
pictures.
There's people at the event.
There we have
Yay.
Phantom Lord and Diaper, and there is Zios and Hypno. Hypno came, and Kicked everybody's butt.
Everybody all day long.
As he does. This is our new paint job in the test lab, and you can see the new Unreal Tournament flags that we have down there, which are really awesome.
We also had a really nice setup with the test lab this time compared to, we had 120 hertz monitors and these boxes with Nvidia 980s in them, so everybody was, had really nice performance on their.
Yes, they were fantastic boxes. Everybody loved having the cool monitors.
And we had one team on each side, and then a TV in the middle that was showing the stream as well.
The stream. I think I got a shot in there somewhere of the
There's
stream.
Zacchaeus.
Thank you to Terry Gilland and to Pete Hayes who took pictures for us, which was really awesome. You
So
can see we have a
everything
little
was,
couch set up.
amazingly well organized too. I mean, I think it's getting better and better every time.
I'm glad it felt that way because
Yeah, I didn't
it was a
feel
little
that
bit
way to
chaotic
us.
at times, but no, we
Well,
pulled it off.
we
I'm
pulled it
really
off.
happy with
And
everything.
I think, and every time we learn a little bit more about how to organize it even better next time.
Yes.
And I just want to mention also, it was really nice having Phantom Lord here. He's a CS:GO streamer. He actually jumped in, and I mean, for not having
played UT, he was really
He picked
good.
it up
Yeah.
pretty
He was
damn
he
well.
was a UT 2003 or 2004 player. Started playing LoL, started playing CS, and then
There's
came in
JL+.
here and completely dominated during some of the matches.
Yeah. So we started off. So we on Friday night we had I guess about 18 community guys here, and on Friday night we organized
21 actually.
I think although not all of them were here on Friday night.
No, yeah, you're
so on
right.
Friday night we had I think about 18 guys. We had we did a preliminary duel tournament to get down to the top 6, and he actually made it into the top 6.
Yep.
Now he did lose in the first round to somebody that then got crushed by Hypno, so he's not quite at the elite pro level yet, but still.
But then we did
certainly a lot better
then
than
we
me.
did the team games, and he was the top scorer. And I don't think there was a moment during that entire match where he wasn't carrying a flag.
Yes.
It was just constant.
He wanted to be the
constant.
center of attention. I think.
There's Phantom Lord there on the right side, and the
He is
other guys
really-
from
yeah.
CS:GO Jackpot on .com on the left side. They're a bunch of great guys.
Yep,
from
great
Portugal.
guys, big UT fans, and gave us a lot of fantastic feedback. I was really happy.
Yep.
I learned a lot from all of them. I mean, actually from everyone. Like, the thing is for these community events
Timmy.
are really not about us. It's really not a promotional opportunity for us as much as it's just so valuable to get these guys in who are contributing to the game already, get their
Linoleum,
feedback,
hello.
and learn more. Yes, sorry. Hey, Linoleum. So it was. I'd say even this one, like, as much or even more than the others. Every one of them has been so valuable that way, and it's really nice to see.
And it wasn't just the streaming stuff either.
Yeah.
We had a lot of really good discussions, breakout groups. There's tournament results there, people getting their awards.
Yeah, so that's the winners of the.
Hypno actually, you'll see in one of the pictures coming up. Hypno won a video card.
Yeah. So
Which there he is, which is great because his video card is very old.
yes.
Like
Well,
he
Hyp-
needs
So now he
any
can
more
actually
of an
stream.
Yeah,
advantage.
Hypno certainly demonstrated his prowess in the duel. I was pretty impressive what he was able to do, and it kind of showed.
Zacchaeus
because-
held his own,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
he
he
was
did.
still.
But I think it kind of showed the whole, like, how much of a skill curve there is in UT, to see that you had these guys come in, community guys are all pretty good players, play the semis on Friday night, top 6 come out of that. The 2 winners of the first round got crushed by the pros, and then Hypno just had an amazing result in the final.
There was a little bit of a delta there, and there was a wider variety of skills, I would say, among
Here's the
people
group
with
shot
different
at the end.
backgrounds. Some people are dual players, some people are CTF
Yes.
players. One
That's
thing that
true.
was really fun is that
We had to goop a little
that
bit.
Hypno and Zacchaeus have such extremely different play styles.
Yes. It was really interesting to
Zacchaeus
watch.
is very deliberate and thoughtful. Hypno is hyper aggressive and very fast.
Shells.
Yeah.
So those two styles really clash well and are interesting to watch.
I agree. Well, I thought actually that was one of the things that was really that the TACCOM, and I didn't expect it to be as valuable as it was in Duel, but like that really made that Duel really interesting to watch, because you could be watching from one perspective and see what was happening on the other side. So it was a lot clearer, for example, when we were watching from Hypno's perspective, that you got an idea of what Zacchaeus was doing.
Anticipation there is really important.
Yeah.
For the
Not only that,
information
but
asymmetry.
you could really see like the level that these guys do, like tracking, not just saying, okay, I know that he's going to show up in this hallway in 3 seconds. They actually look exactly where they predict he's going to be and track, and then shoot.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing to see how accurate they were, based with the tactical
especially in
background.
the pros in the semifinals. It felt like I was like, do they have a wall hack? 'Cause it's like they always knew exactly where the other players were, and they were tracking them through the wall. And
although there was that one time Zacchaeus just got it off a great shot. His one kill on Hypno was just an incredible predictive shot.
Yeah.
From great distance. It was really, really good. So.
Well, every time you play with Hypno, people are always saying, "Oh, this dude wall hacks," because he just knows where people are going to pop out. You know, and he knows the map so well. He's always shooting off his combos, and they're just like,
well, it's good. I mean, it shows that our game has enough depth that you can. There's always more to learn in maps. There's always more to learn with the individual weapons. There's always more to learn with movement. Because even those two guys at that high of a competitive level were doing things that the other wasn't capable of doing or didn't know that you could do.
Yeah.
And it was just really cool.
Some of that is also kind of map dependent. Like on Leah, you can really hear pretty much once you start paying attention to the audio.
Yeah.
And some of that might actually be buggy still right now because you can hear maybe more than you should too.
Definitely.
Because you can pretty much tell where anybody's at any given time just based on what they pick up, where they, which lift they take, etc.
Speaking of playing at a higher level, the ICTF guys from Portugal. That was pretty incredible.
That was good.
I mean, their scores were in the hundreds. And the
hey,
next
Stacey, what does I stand for?
Insta.
Insta kill. Big argument we have all the time.
The community folks they're all going insta give, and I could just see Jim going. But yes, the guys playing insta for ICTF from Portugal were amazing. Their scores were incredible. It was like monster kill after monster kill after monster kill. This is the first time they ever played Unreal Tournament. Yeah. This version. But they just play constantly. I think they play UT 2004. Is that what they said? Okay. Yeah, UT 2004, and they just picked this up, and they were having a blast. So that was every time we were playing. Can we play it still, please?
Yes, we did it. We did a special couple matches on the second day just for them because.
And they crushed us.
Yeah.
They crushed everybody. They literally crushed everyone.
I had some fun duels with Zakubis and Hypno as well.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
You held your own against one of them, maybe, a little bit.
I got a few kills in here and there.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing in itself, because when I play those guys...
It's always amazing to play against really good players in this kind of environment, because it's an immediate personal sort of skill boost. The playtest that we had yesterday, I kind of came off my high of playing against those guys on the weekend. I was like, I'm going to kick some ass.
Yeah, you did.
And you did. I think your score was twice everybody else's in the server. Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, we did play some good matches yesterday in the playtest yesterday afternoon. We played some community maps.
Yeah. Is that a good transition?
One other thing I thought was really cool with the community event. I just want is really cool with especially on Zakubis' team, like watching how they coordinate and everything. That's one of the things I also want to figure out how to do a better job with our casting, of really getting a sense of that, whether you're hearing their chatter or whatever, because it was really neat to see, and that certainly had a huge impact on the outcomes of those matches.
Even Gaspar was saying that his team ended up losing that duel because that match because he started playing it like a duel in the beginning, and he wasn't communicating, and it wasn't until later on that he figured that out.
You could really tell the difference between one side being active and chatty and talking, the other side kind of.
They were organized. They were pulling off plays as opposed to just chaos.
Yeah.
What was crazy was when they were dropping the flag, and then the next guy was right behind them picking it up. They dropped the flag right behind him, picking it up.
And the TDM, they were moving in packs. They were calling out pickup timers. They were throwing bodies to like prevent the other team from getting the belt, so that somebody else.
That was pretty much just Zakubis, because he has a crazy internal clock.
Yeah, he is so great. He's it was dead on too. 2 seconds that's coming up.
Yeah.
And,
but he was also like sending guys like, you go get hold your damage down while we get the shield belt, and he was like orchestrating his whole team.
He made a great team.
With guys he had never played with before. It was really cool.
Great leader.
So anyway, we did have a playtest, as you were saying.
We had a playtest yesterday. We checked out a bunch of community maps again. First up, we're going to take a look at DM Octagon by Moxnix. Moxnix?
Yeah.
Moxnix. So as the name implies, Zach really dialed down my sensitivity. He's trying to keep me from making people throw up.
Thank you, Zach.
I loved all these maps.
Yeah, we had a great time
yesterday. We had a great time screaming and yelling at each other. This reminded me of a map that we used to play Sniper Arena in UT.
I think he said in his thread he had maybe 2K4 version of this, or maybe it was UT3, I'm not sure. But yeah, as the name implies, this map is built around a bunch of octagons. Played really nice and fast, has a lot of verticality in it. One of the things that we had issues with, and this of course was us playing the map for the first time, but nonetheless, it's sometimes a bit hard to really orient yourself in these spaces.
Every room is decorated exactly the same.
Things start
I didn't know where I was.
a little bit samey sometimes, just based on that, repeating Octagon nature of it all. Can do lots of cool jumps with the elevators and stuff. Some of these ramps actually felt a little snaggly. These not so much here, but you can also tell kind of there's some stuff you can kind of fall through, clip with here. It could, even for a shell, some of those spots could just use some simple blocking volumes on here. Also translated into this area here. Some of this was a little bit harder to navigate than it should, I feel like, and felt a little bit too cramped.
Yeah,
the edges were very narrow, and so you'd get trapped in there with nowhere to go.
It's like I get the idea.
The ramps are so small, people were falling off them all the time.
Like this, for example, lets you kind of do some moves here and wall dodge off and hit the slope and get up that way, but it's still actually hard to do just based on how narrow the actual distance is. One cool thing too, he actually has a ripper in here.
Ripper, yes.
Which that was actually leading to a different topic too. 3 power-ups in this map, which is relatively small. So you could get the ripper, the U damage, and the berserk on top of all that,
and the redeemer.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much mayhem. Part of that is probably that the ripper could.
The ripper with berserk was hilarious.
On the lifetime, etc. Like the blades stick around for a really long time, so even without berserk, it's not really hard to create some crazy chaos in here. But yeah,
that was Whale that did the ripper, right?
Yes.
I just want to make
this
sure
is Wales.
So much fun.
Let's see here.
This is the area that I got caught in a couple times.
Yeah. This was a little sticky to navigate too. I don't necessarily have anything against, strategical chokes where you kind of put yourself in danger of getting flagged, etc. Still felt maybe a little narrow, and some of the collision here is funky too, with the ledge sticking out above your head that you can bump your head on. I'm not sure if these areas actually have blocking volumes on them either. And from a readability standpoint too, if you imagine like wall dodging up here, for example.
Yeah, it looks like you should be able to stand on those ledges.
Yeah, like and then you can't actually get across here because you bump your head there. That kind of meshing doesn't necessarily translate well into, this looks like I should be able to wall dodge or wall slide across here. If it's an intentional thing, I don't know, but something to consider.
And again, this isn't a hard and fast rule, but as we go into this game with a lot more focus on spectating and sports, narrow hallways, low corridors, things like that are really hard to watch. Like you can't tell what's going on in there. You can't track somebody in there with a spectator camera, so to speak. So
this bit here was a little weird too. From a flow standpoint, it would play much faster if you actually just cut through here. It's potentially interesting, but then the height chosen feels a little bit weird. It's not quite effectively.
It looks like you should be able to slide under.
Yeah, it feels like, but it's too low to slide under. But because you can see the power up on the other side, you kind of feel like it's telling you can.
Yeah. So I would say try that, right? Like try letting it via slide.
Yeah.
It was nice because it funneled people always to the same place, so they were somewhat predictable. But it was also bad because there was no. That's the only way out of that dead end hallway.
Yeah.
So you were either trapped back there, or you were trapped back there, and they knew exactly where you were going, and so you were basically always at a dead end.
Also, not sure if the symmetry here in this spot is actually doing the map a service or a disservice necessarily. It might actually be interesting to just vary that up a little bit more, just to make it again more distinguishable.
Maybe even just color scheme though might help with making areas.
Color scheme would definitely be a start. Yeah.
Is this a start?
And also, there were a few other spots. Let me see if I can actually find it, but. Just in general, stuff on the ceilings sometimes tended to be a little bit low where you could wall dodge and you'd get snagged on things. Of course, now I can't find it, but
I think this map could definitely lose the jump boots.
Actually, of course, Pete was the guy who found the Redeemer.
But you could lose a Redeemer too, especially in a small map and in a dual map. Redeemer is not always your best option.
I think it was some of these up here too. Yeah, you can get stuck on wall dodging because they're not quite high enough. But yeah, I think overall it's a great start, and we had a blast playing. I think 4 and 5 people FFAs. We had 2 matches going, so we wouldn't overcramp the map. But yeah, looking forward to seeing where this goes. And awesome job, man.
Very fun.
Let's see what we got next.
You're already out of my order, so I don't know what you want next.
That was somebody else who preloaded that map. I'm not pointing any fingers.
Sidney likes to do that.
Next one is Mutualism, yeah?
We have Mutualism and we have Radioactive.
Let's do this.
Yeah, Radioactive was the next one that we played, but I don't know.
So for the Ripper, can people put that in their maps yet?
If they grab Whale's assets out of the forum thread, they can cook a map with it.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the implications are if 2 people cook a map with the Ripper in it, if they start getting mismatches or something. Theoretically, I don't know.
Well, the client doesn't have to have it, just the person who puts it in the map.
Right, but yeah. Anyways.
This is another one I love. This was like
this
Rocket
was a really
Arena.
fun map. I really
Mutualism by, I'm not sure if Sharo? FJRU?
Faharu.
Not sure how to pronounce his name. But yeah, this map was really fun.
Oh, if he's in the chat, tell him to tell us how to pronounce his name so I don't get it wrong again.
Does he know phonetic spelling? Because he can't really tell us.
Scream it really loud.
Fyaru.
Fyaru.
Fyaru. Alright. So yeah, this map flowed really well. I know from his thread he's intending this to be a duel map, so we again did small team FFAs on this, but the map seemed to easily support that. Everything is spaced out nice and evenly. There's lots of cool opportunities to cross and cut off people.
Lots of great, I wouldn't say trick moves, but just ways that you could go that were unexpected. It was just really cool. You could, if you're trying to track someone, they could end up at a completely different place or on top of you, or I don't know. It was just there was a lot of opportunity for really cool movement in here.
Yeah, he has a great video in his thread too, kind of highlighting some of the movement possibilities, and it's obviously very well thought out. And the belt area here was cool with lots of traffic opportunities across and over and under, etc. So there's also lots of little slidable crouch holds here on the side. I think he has these in a few spots across the map.
A lot of good lift jumps.
A lot of good wall
dodges.
Cool reoccurring theme too of these. Let's see if I can get up here. Nope.
Too far.
The reoccurring thing of these pipes cutting through the map at various higher levels, which is kind of neat as just an extra traversal option. Nope. Not cooperating. Okay.
Of course, not cooperating now, but when we were when we were going at it there, you were always hitting every single one of them.
It's because Zach dialed my sensitivity down to, like, I don't know,
Zach dials it up to 11 and
1 kilometer for 360 degrees. Some of these are also slope dodges to get up, which actually.
Chris, we were playing with said this map has a nice pipeline.
That should be nice to maybe do something with some of these to make it a little bit more obvious that you're supposed to be able to slope dodge up here.
Yeah, once I figured it out, I started using them, but it wasn't immediately obvious.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Actually, maybe, I don't know if he's actually already doing that, but even just more distinctive material on the pipe.
When we were looking at Leah, we just found a decal, and that was like the one decal that we always used on the slope dodges. And it doesn't need to like say, "Hey, I'm a slope dodge," but it's just a consistent visual language is useful.
I guess he kind of has that because it looks like it's always that.
It's the rip material.
Yeah, little scuff marks like feet going up it, or arrows, something.
Bloody hands clawing their way up.
It was so much fun with the rockets and the lift jumps in this one.
Yep, played really well.
This was
really
a great room.
No
I really enjoyed this room.
Major complaints or anything that we came across during our one session that we had on this.
Alan felt like there was too many weapons. which I thought was actually good for the number of people that we had playing in a duel situation. It might have been a little heavy. It's arguable.
But you should really try playing a duel because you'll have weapon stay off, so that may change
that
the
will
feel.
make a difference. And then also, you know, depending on how the spawns are set up, that might actually be perfectly fine in
I
that
felt
context.
like the armor and stuff was well balanced, though.
Yeah, it's nice to have basically
And I just
health.
I just loved the cinder blocks. It was so UT-ish.
Yes.
Shield belt one
made
side,
me
armor
happy.
over on the other. So
Scale is an issue, I will
Yeah,
say.
it would make a huge
giant,
difference though,
Giant
just-
cinder blocks and wide doorways.
So I
But
think we were a little divided on that actually, because personally, from a visual standpoint, maybe, but from a gameplay standpoint, all this is really nice and easy to navigate, and you don't necessarily get your head stuck. Like, there could probably be some compromises for some of these.
oh yeah, no. All you
Yeah.
need is some human-sized details that make those doors make
Yes,
sense.
yes.
Yeah.
You know, in first person it looks one way. In third person, you have little tiny people running around. These cinder
Yeah.
blocks are almost as tall as they
So
are.
if you say started narrowing some of the stuff down, then you would sort of ruin some of
Yeah.
the
Well, they
potential
should-
for
I'm
slope
not
dodges.
saying I'm not
Basically,
saying
you should-
scale as in make the map smaller. I'm saying visual scale as
Yes.
in give
They
you
should
visual
either be
cues.
cinder blocks that are cinder block sized, or they're stone pieces that look like stone, right? That are big cut pieces, and you don't expect them to be.
Yeah, these probably actually are like
They're almost human sized.
a meter tall.
Oh, even more than that, right? You're almost
Yeah.
2 meters tall. It looks like
Yeah, your camera's a little, but
camera's about one.
I would assume this is
60.
probably 100, 125 or something. Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways, awesome job, man. Looking
Great
forward to
fun.
playing more. Hoping
Very,
to
very good
sometime
map.
maybe get a duel in. And next up, we're gonna take a look at
Radioactive.
DM Radioactive by Effects 69.
Stone Castle said, "Wait, there are rippers now." Yes, there's a ripper.
So I really enjoyed this map.
Yes.
yes, you did. This is the one where you had I think 60 or 70 kills to everyone else's 20.
Yeah. Now, probably
Yes,
having
yes.
actual signs that say wall dodge up is probably more than
It's actually
more.
Well, everything in this
actually-
map was labeled.
But
That's
it's cool.
actually,
It's cool, but yeah.
It-
I
it's
was
actually-
I was
it's-
just laughing because before we were saying you need a little
Yeah.
bit more.
I think it's actually a really cool idea for Rochelle to, especially given that it's
Yeah.
not worked on in a team like we do,
Yep.
where it's easier to communicate, but specifically being able to point out things for people that
Yep.
pick it up in a community and try to say like, hey, this is what I intended for this, or I'm looking for thoughts on
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
particular
it,
spot.
it gives us
or
a really good idea of what he's thinking,
Yeah,
where he's
that's true.
going with it.
So I think it's a really cool idea.
And this map does have a trap.
Yeah, so on the trap actually, be amazing if you could actually shoot the button.
Wait, you just did.
Wait, huh.
We were trying during the playtest and couldn't shoot.
Maybe
it,
there's a
so.
replication issue, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Because I'm playing local right now.
But you blew up on your.
Because I'm
Try it with a
I was
hit scan.
So
Does
he
hit scan work?
implemented your request to be able to shoot the button.
telepathically.
Good job.
Yes, awesome. Because he has this one thing up here, which Stu wasn't quite fond of having to have a lift jump to
thought
be
it was
able to
cool.
get up here. I didn't necessarily mind it.
I could actually said lift jump to tower.
One thing at the bottom there, actually. Go back down here.
Yeah, Stu was
This
swearing
little
on this
little
one.
lip here is
A
bad
lot.
news.
Yeah, the lip is,
You don't necessarily want that.
Because you do that.
Yes, you do this.
Yeah.
You get stuck.
But I was sitting up here trying to shoot it yesterday, so if this works.
Yeah,
okay,
its hit scan
so
does not work.
hit scan
Yeah.
weapons don't work.
I think you have to set up a separate trigger for every
Yeah, it's a
weapon and
different
every weapon
it's a
type.
different damage event that you have to
Yeah.
use. But yeah, the U
Anyway,
damage that's
U
down
damage
here.
is in here, yeah, and you can
this,
trap somebody
you
in
can trap somebody
radioactive.
Yeah.
pressure style, which was neat and kind of announces it across the map too. Actually, the first time I heard that go off, I thought maybe it's like Crossfire in Half-Life or something, where you have a bunker that you can hide, you push a button and the entire map gets irradiated or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's this chamber only, so you're not in danger in other parts. Here we have the love room.
Amour. Room
Room.
d'amour.
One bit of feedback on these pillars, Alan pointed this out too. He wasn't too keen on having to navigate up a slope and while at the same time dodging obstacles.
I kind of like
As an
that.
added complexity.
Alan's
not
just
sure.
grumpy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
No.
That's total personal choice. They could go either way.
Yeah, those stairs there were what just they were like kind of useless to
Yeah.
me.
The belt placement here was neat.
Easier to jump.
You have this left jump here, which makes it quite easy to access. But you know, you make yourself nice and vulnerable to get picked out of the air, which I think happened a few times.
I know you're talking all about gameplay here, but I love the way this map looked. I think it has such
a cool feel to it.
look.
I actually really like the variety of indoor and outdoor areas as well. The rocket launcher was kind of a fun spot as well.
Yeah, this is a great area for fighting.
It's like as I'm running around the pillar, I'm thinking, I wonder if I should suggest.
No, it was a great area for hiding. It was a great area for approaching. Yeah, it was nice.
I would actually say ammo being out here or on some other path would actually probably be nicer. Could be cool maybe to have. Well, boots would probably totally kill on this map, but because you can bypass a lot of the
you always love the
obstacles.
Boots.
Yeah, boots are a ton of fun. Boots are a tricky subject though, because you can also totally unbalance something really easily.
Which also reminded me, Steve, this one has U damage and Berserk, and if you get them both, are we supposed to have an announcement for that?
Oh yeah, we should.
Yeah. I think it was.
I don't think enough of our maps have both now.
Yeah.
This Focus does. Is anything else? Yeah, but we should do that. I think we probably have an announcement.
Oh, look at that. See,
we have one
cool.
we can use. I just wasn't sure if it was implemented.
Yes, leaf feedback.
But yeah, I think it played really well. Had cool identifiable areas. Some of those windows actually up here, maybe. So maybe I'm having a harder time doing this on this setup, but it'd be nice if it was actually a little bit easier maybe to hit these. Could have a little lip out here on the outside to land on here, because he's actually hiding the U damage, the shock ammo out here on this ledge, which is a little tricky to navigate maybe, but just some minor feedback though. But yeah, other than that, awesome job. Looking forward to seeing this evolve. And be sure to give all those guys feedback on their maps on the forums if you get a chance to play them. Check them out. And yeah.
Yes, please head over to the forums. Check out the maps are DM Radioactive by FX69, DM Mutualism by Yaru, and Octagon by Moxnix. So just go over the forums and search for them. I'll also have the links when I post them. Zach, did you say something?
Yeah, there's a Stinger audio bugged out, so I was trying to make sure he fixed it.
Oh, okay.
I'm out of Stinger ammo, so no can do.
So we have some really cool concept art this week.
We
actually showed this over the weekend, but in case you missed it, we have Gooba's rocket launcher. If Shelly could bring that up for us. Shelly was so awesome over the weekend for us. So patient, and she did so many amazing things, and there were so many moving pieces, and she got them all together, and really made it awesome. But yeah, so here's Gooba's rocket launcher.
During the community event, people were chattering about this continually, because not everybody had seen it.
Just really like the bit at the back there. Yeah, I hadn't seen the animated version.
The cool ammo.
I like the little ring on top, so when you fire, it just kind of bounces.
Gives it
a little bit of light.
Oh, I love it.
I really like the fact that it has really interesting mechanical stuff. It's open, so you can see enough that you can see that, but it also, more than the UT3 rocket launcher, feels like an actual thing that could fire a rocket without killing you. The rocket, the loading feels like it actually would be useful loading a rocket into that tube. The tube closes up so that it actually.
And it even says on the hose, exhaust.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're not back blowing your eyebrows
One thing
off.
that would be nice for readability, because that's actually one thing that Nick Donaldson and Matt Olfke had done a pass on, this making rocket loading more obvious on a third-person player model.
Yeah.
So they added something where you have, a little
red
kind
dots
of red dot on the barrel as it's loading up, but then we also have that animation of the barrel extending outward a little bit as the rocket is loaded in, so you can tell once it's fully loaded that you basically have this big trident on the front of your gun.
I think definitely. I was talking to Pete about that, because I really like, from a gameplay point of view, the really visible tell that we have now, but it doesn't. It'd be nice if it felt like more a real part of the weapon rather than this obvious placeholder art. So
that might throw a wrench into some of the, he has these little coverings at the bottom there. As the barrel rotates through, it still has something to kind of cover up the exhaust. Yeah, that would have to move out with it, I guess. But
is there any chance that this could make it in the game?
I think there's probably gonna be some iteration on the concept with Chris and Pete maybe giving some feedback. But I think this is, I don't know. I mean, I guess we still need to think about it. But that to me is the most promising rocket launcher we've seen.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. Just the functionality, like it feels like it's doing what it's supposed to. It reads well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one last thing from the event, we had these shirts made. These Flak U shirts.
Yes.
And they wound up being very popular, so we're going to be giving one of these away. Keep an eye out on our blog for the post recapping the event, and we'll think of something to do, how to give out at least one of these shirts, because I know everybody wants them. I want to know where they could buy them. Right now, these are very exclusive and not for
First
sale.
person to report an exploit on a CTF map.
He went there.
We won't say what map or what the exploit is, but
it's creative.
Creative teamwork. That was pretty spectacular. What's he doing? Oh.
And now everybody in the stream is like, "What are you talking about?"
No, they know.
Zacubus in the stream. I think Zacubus can explain. What
yes. If not, check the Twitter stream. There are pictures.
Or check the. I guess we're going to be posting the CTF match.
We are going to be
It'll
posting
be very
it.
clear
It will
in the
be
CTF
there.
match what was.
And
Actually,
I just want to say one thing: is the game was very close. Other than that,
yes.
If it wasn't
well, the second half I think was representative. The devs represented.
No, it was still good fun and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, and then I see Zacubus saying, "I'm mad." I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
I am disappointed. No, Zacubus, we are disappointed. It was a good time, and it was really happy to have everybody here, and I can't wait to do it again.
Yep.
Just not real soon, okay?
Yes. To recover and get everything done that we've got figured. That
we have a long list of stuff.
Yes, you guys gave us a lot of suggestions, a lot of things to do. We really want to thank everybody for showing up. I would love to name all of you, but there were 21 of you, so I'm not going to do that. But thanks to everybody who came, and we'll see you next week when we're going to have Pete Hayes, and he's going to cover some of the new art. And make sure you watch the Unreal Engine stream tomorrow, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
Thanks.